What if Rimuru we are Pirates One Piece X Tensura Part 5. By KyleBayan. Wealth, fame, power. Gol D. Roger, the king of the pirates, obtained this, and everything else the world had to offer, and his dying words drove countless souls to the sea, marking the beginning of the great pirate era. Join Monkey D. Luffy, a boy who ate the gum fruit, and his twin sister Monkey D. Rimuru, a girl who ate the slime fruit on their adventure across the sea to search for the One Piece. Chapter 9. Contract to protect the princess. A few moments after Zoro and Nami started arguing, a bloated Luffy, who was half asleep, got up and started walking towards the river. Luffy need to pee. After relieving himself, Luffy woke up completely and started to walk back to the building. Luffy much better, now back to sleep. Just as Luffy was about to head inside, he saw all of the Baroque Works agents collapsed on the street. Luffy, what the heck HAPPNED here? Luffy ran to one of the agents. Luffy, hey, what happened? Who did this to you? Agent, it was that green-haired friend of yours. Luffy, wait, Zoro did this. Luffy got furious that Zoro had cut the nice people and ran off to find him. Meanwhile, after Mr. Nine made an attempt to buy his friend time to escape, Princess Vivi got on Karu's back and started running away. Vivi, hurry, Karu. There's a ship hiding behind the cactus rocks. We're going to take it and escape this place, and we'll be on our way to Alabasta. Karu quack. After a few twists and turns, they stopped as Miss Monday stood in front of them while holding a giant log. Vivi and Miss Monday. Karu quack. Miss Monday, go on. You can reach the ships by going through here. I'll stay here and hold those two off. Vivi, are you sure? Miss Monday, after losing to the swordsman, we're all going to be punished anyway. And if that were the case, then I'd rather go down while protecting a friend. Vivi hesitated about leaving her friends for a moment. Miss Monday, what are you waiting for? Get going. Vivi reluctantly left Mr. Five and Miss Valentine in the hands of her friend and ran to the boats. As the two got far, they stopped once they heard an explosion. Mr. Five picked his nose and prepared to fling it at Vivi. Mr. Five, nose fancy cannon. The explosive booger was sent flying towards Vivi. As it got closer, Zoro arrived in time and sliced the booger in two as explosions occurred behind them. Vivi, Mr. Bushido. Mr. Five, who is this clown? Zoro shivered in disgust after realizing what he had just done. Zoro, gross, I just cut someone's snot. Vivi, damn it, I don't have time for this, don't you ever give up. Thinking that Zoro was her enemy, Vivi tried to attack him, but Zoro sliced her weapon and pointed his sword at her throat. Zoro, my captain told me to help on the request of your friend, so calm down. Vivi, why you're really helping me? Meanwhile, Nami and Rimuru were finishing patching up Mr. Nine and Igaram. Nami, so what kind of company is it? Rimuru, they tried to recruit me a few months back, and all I know about them is that they keep their identities a secret and use code names in place of names. Numbers for the guys and days for the girls. The two girls glanced at Igaram, expecting him to tell them. Although reluctant to speak, Igaram told them everything he knew since they were helping. He explained how no one even knew the identity of the boss of Baroque Works, who goes by the code name Mr. Zero, until he and Vivi discovered his true identity. Nami, I don't get it. Why would a sane person listen to some big boss whose identity they don't even know? Rimuru, I'm curious about that too. Igaram, the objective of Baroque Works is to create an ideal nation, and everyone who does well within the company now will be given a high social standing within this nation. Rimuru, so they blindly follow the guy so that they can take the easy life. Igaram, that's correct. Nami, that makes sense. Igaram then explained that the agents ranked number 5 and above are so powerful that they even have devil fruit powers. As explosions were heard in the distance, Rimuru noticed something with her observation haki. Rimuru, sigh that moron. Rimuru changed into her slime form, startling Igaram as she began hopping away. Nami, hey, where are you going? Rimuru, I'm just going to check on something. You should get Sanji and Usopp back to the Mary. We should be leaving soon. Nami, oh sure thing. Back to Zoro and Vivi. Zoro started to wipe any trace of snot off his sword. Miss Valentine, I take it that you're the swordsman who defeated all the employees stationed here. Mr. 5, why would you want to protect the Princess of Alabasta? Zoro, I have my reasons. Mr. 5, well, one way or another we will have to eliminate you. You see, you're in our way. Miss Valentine, Kaihahaha, oh what a shame. All three got ready to fight. Luffy, I found you, Zoro. A still bloated Luffy had suddenly appeared. Miss Valentine, what is it now? Zoro, Luffy, thanks for coming, but I got this one, unless you owe that greedy girl too. Luffy, you are gonna pay for what you did. I'm gonna kick your ass. Zoro, what? What kind of nonsense have you got in your head this time? Luffy, shut up and get ready because I'm gonna kick your ungrateful ass. Everyone in this town was nice to us. They welcomed us and threw that party and gave us food. You repaid that by cutting them up. Zoro and Vivi were stunned by Luffy being completely dense regarding what had happened. Zoro, yeah, but there's something you don't know. Luffy, shut up and fight me. Vivi, this guy is a complete idiot. Karoo nods in agreement. The two Baroque Works agents were confused, but amused by the scene. Mr. 5, and now they're fighting amongst themselves. How pathetic. Miss Valentine, Kaihahaha. If we wait long enough, then they'll probably kill each other, and we won't have to bother with them. Zoro, frustrated sigh, hold on, Luffy. Can you just listen to me for a second? They are actually. Luffy, no excuses. Luffy rushed Zoro and threw a punch. Zoro, what? Zoro barely dodged Luffy's punch as it shattered the boulder behind him. Zoro, are you trying to kill me? Luffy, yeah, die. Luffy began fighting Zoro, not giving him a chance to explain as the two engaged in a brawl. Miss Valentine, well, Mr. 5, it looks like they're too busy beating each other up to cause us any trouble. Mr. 5, it seems so. Let's just leave those two alone and we can do our job, eliminate Princess Vivi of the Alabasta Kingdom. Water blast, see water version. As the two agents rushed towards Vivi, they were suddenly sent flying by a torrent of salt water from behind, hurling them towards the giant cactus mountain. Mr. 5, Miss Valentine, AAAHHH. The two crashed into the mountain as a giant plume of dust rose in the distance. Vivi, what was that? Now that that's taken care of, what is the deal with those two? Vivi was stunned and looked at the source of the blast, seeing a small blue blob. Vivi, a slime. Rimuru shifted her slime body to look at Zoro and Luffy, who were running towards each other. Luffy, gum gum. Zoro, ONI. Luffy / Zoro, bazooka / GIRI. Rimuru, sigh, those idiots are gonna kill each other. Rimuru bounced towards them. Once she got between them, she covered her entire body with armament haki. Rimuru, would you two cut it out? Rimuru jumped and quickly puffed up at chest level, sending the two crashing into different buildings. Karoo quack. Rimuru sent out slime tendrils, dragged the two out of the rubble, and lifted them into the air. Rimuru, sigh, Zoro, I thought I told you to protect that girl, especially after we promised to take her to Alabasta safely. Vivi, who are you, what are you, and what do you mean promise? Luffy and Zoro glared at each other and started punching and kicking in the air. Rimuru, I'm Rimuru. Vivi, you're Rimuru, But how did you become a slime? Rimuru, huh? I explained my devil fruit powers back at the Twin Capes. Weren't you and Mr. Nine paying attention? Vivi recalled when Rimuru invited them to eat. She remembered they were so hungry, and the food was so delicious that they hadn't really listened. Vivi embarrassingly shook her head, causing Rimuru to sigh. Rimuru, well, I'm not going to explain it again. As for the promise, your friend asked us to help you get home safely. But since you guys essentially tried to kill us, our navigator suggested we be paid. Since you're the boss, I should speak to you about payment. Luffy and Zoro kept punching each other, irritating Rimuru. Rimuru, will you two quit it? Rimuru slammed the two to the ground. Later, Zoro explained to Luffy what happened while he was asleep, while Vivi and Rimuru, still in slime form, discussed compensation. Luffy, oh, why didn't you just say so? I thought you beat up those guys because they didn't make any food that you like. Zoro, angry WHO in their right mind would think that. Luffy, what a funny mix-up. Rimuru, so are our conditions acceptable? You've seen how I defeated those two, right? Vivi, that sounds fair, but I can't accept. Rimuru, huh? Vivi, but I appreciate the help you've given me so far. Rimuru, why not? Vivi, because we are in the middle of a civil war and our kingdom is in chaos. I wouldn't be able to grant that kind of compensation. We eventually learned that Baroque Works has been manipulating our nation. That is the only information we could gather. Rimuru, and that's the reason why you and your friend joined them, right? To find out what they're planning and who is in charge. Vivi, yes, that's correct. Zoro, you've got some guts, considering you're a princess. So did you find out what they're planning? Rimuru, to create an ideal nation. Your bodyguard Igaram already told me that much. Luffy, old tube hair guy. Vivi, why yes him. But that is not what the plan is. It's only a cover story the boss created to convince the grunts. Their true goal is to take over Alabasta, so I have to get back to warn everybody, if I don't tell them the truth. Rimuru, I guess that makes sense. I could change the first condition. So do you know who's in charge? Vivi, what? The boss's identity. Why would you ask me that? Rimuru, so that we know who you're up against. Vivi, please ask me anything but that. If I do, then your lives will be in danger too. Rimuru, we're pirates in the Grand Line. We'll be in danger anyway. Plus, there are the Marines, so what's knowing the name of the boss going to do? Vivi, I don't care how strong you are. You wouldn't stand a chance against one of the 7 warlords of the sea, against Crocodile. Rimuru deadpan, ooh, you just told us his name. Vivi covered her mouth in shock, realizing she had just blurted it out despite her warnings. Zoro, you had to say it. Rimuru, as much as it surprised me to know who we're up against, this means you've accepted our terms, right? Besides. Rimuru hopped onto Luffy's head and made a slime hand, pointing at the buzzard, an otter standing on a building. Rimuru, I'm guessing those two are part of Baroque Works, right? The 2 animals left. Vivi slumped to the ground with tears in her eyes. Vivi whimpering, I didn't mean to, sob, I'm sorry, it slipped out. Luffy, a warlord, that's cool. Zoro, not too bad, but I wonder when we'll get to see this guy. Luffy, I wonder what he looks like. Rimuru, calm down, it's not like they know what we look like, eh? Rimuru shifted her body as if she had noticed something. The others looked in the direction Rimuru was facing and saw the otter and buzzard holding realistic drawings of Luffy, Zoro, and Rimuru's slime form. The otter climbed on the buzzard's back, and the 2 flew away. Rimuru, what was that about? Luffy, who knows? Zoro, grin, it looks like we'll be on top of Baroque Works' hit list. Luffy, that sounds awesome. Vivi, I'm so sorry. If I hadn't panicked and accidentally told you his identity, you all would have been safe. Igaram, you have nothing to fear. Everyone heard Igaram's voice and glanced at him with surprise. He was dressed exactly like Vivi. Igaram, it's cough mama. It's going to be okay, princess. I've come up with a plan. Rimuru roofed, ha. What the heck is with that get-up? Luffy, that's a really funny outfit, old guy, shishishi. Igaram, this is part of my plan. Now, please listen to me. Once the Baroque Works Intelligence Network learns of this, agents will be sent after you immediately. Since you've learned the boss's true identity, you must. Vivi, yes, they will send 1,000 agents after me. Rimuru, so your plan is to dress like the princess and sail to Alabasta with these dummies. Igaram, of course. Rimuru, isn't that dangerous? Igaram, worry not, I will not be alone. Vivi, what do you mean? He's talking about us. The group looked up and saw a bandaged Miss Monday and Mr. Nine. Vivi, Miss Monday, Mr. Nine, you two are okay. Miss Monday, we're not exactly okay, but we can manage to move. Mr. Nine, even though I have a slightly better picture of what's going on, we both decided to continue helping our friend. Miss Monday, however, we do want a favor from you. Vivi, a favor. Mr. Nine, you see, even though Miss Monday and I don't know the identity of the boss, we'd still be hunted. Miss Monday, and we are technically criminals. The Marines would likely arrest us too. So once this is all over, could you find the two of us new jobs? Igaram, as captain of the Royal Guard, I could find a position for you and guarantee your protection by stating you were following the princess. Luffy, so what's with the dolls? Igaram, they're decoys. One will be me, and the other two will be you and the swordsman. While Baroque Works is busy following us, the rest of you shall take a less direct route. Rimuru, what about me? I don't see a decoy of me. Igaram, considering that neither Mr. 5, Miss Valentine, nor the unluckies saw your true form, I doubt they would think to target you. Rimuru, I see. But if one of the dolls is supposed to be you, wouldn't it be better if you disguised one of the dolls to be her instead? Igaram, I actually didn't think about that, but it's too late to worry about it now. Luffy, so how strong is this crocodile? Igaram, he's one of the 7 warlords of the sea. He is a legally recognized pirate, and because of that, there's no bounty on his head. However, long ago, his bounty was 80 million berries. Zoro, whoa. Igaram, will you help us? Luffy, I'm okay with helping. It sounds like it'll be fun. What do you think, Rimuru? Rimuru, it's cool with me. Besides, we won't be able to get our reward for helping her if there are problems in her nation. Zoro, since both captains agree, then it's settled. Igaram, thank you. We are forever grateful. Now, princess, would you give me the eternal pose to Alabasta? Vivi, oh sure. Vivi handed Igaram a strange-looking log pose. Rimuru, what's that? Igaram, it's called an eternal pose. To keep things simple, it permanently records an island's magnetic field. No matter where you go or how long you stay on an island, this pose will point to one island permanently. Rimuru, I get it. It's so that anyone from Alabasta can return home without any detours. Later, Igaram, along with Miss Monday and Mr. Nine, got on the ship and prepared to depart. Igaram, high-pitched voice Mama Mea. Now I, Vivi, will leave with my friends. Luffy, I bet that voice will fool them. Zoro, fool who? Rimuru, idiots like Luffy. Igaram, the journey ahead will be perilous, but I hope you have a safe journey. Miss Monday, take care of yourself. Mr. Nine, we'll see each other again later, baby. Vivi, I hope you both take care as well. After saying their goodbyes, the trio set sail for Alabasta. Luffy and off they go. Shishishi, he is a funny man. Vivi, he is, and he's a very reliable man. Rimuru, you know, you guys made a bad first impression when we met, but those two with him aren't so bad. Vivi nodded in agreement. Just as the ship was about to get out of view, a massive explosion occurred, shocking everyone. Rimuru, what the hell? They're already here. Luffy and Zoro ran off to find who blew the ship up. Rimuru noticed Vivi was biting her lip to stop herself from crying. Rimuru changed into her human form and held Vivi in an embrace to comfort her. Rimuru, don't worry, we'll take you home safely. Believe me when I say my crewmates are really strong, even though they don't look like it. Baroque Works and Crocodile are the ones who should be scared. A few moments ago, Nami went back to the building where the party was. Nami, Sanji, wake up. Sanji, have I gone to heaven? Because I just saw an angel. Nami, knock it off. Sanji, hey, where did everyone go? Nami began explaining what happened while he and Usopp were asleep. Sanji, that makes sense. I guess it is strange for a town to welcome pirates. Even so, I can't believe that Miss Wednesday is a princess. Nami, anyway, we should wake Usopp. After waking Usopp, the trio made their way to the ship. While waiting, Usopp started to doze off against the railings. Sanji finished raising the anchor, leaned against a wall, and started smoking. Suddenly, they heard the massive explosion. Usopp was startled, slipped, and fell headfirst onto Sanji, knocking both of them unconscious. After a few moments, Luffy and Zoro arrived. Zoro, are those two still sleeping? Back to Rimuru and Vivi. After calming Vivi down, they both began running to the ship. Rimuru, run faster. Vivi, right. Karoo isn't here, where is he? Eventually, they reached the ship. Rimuru noticed something was bothering Vivi. Rimuru, is there something wrong? Vivi, I can't find Karoo. Nami, who cares where your duck is? Did you see that explosion? What the hell caused it? Vivi, we have no clue, but I can't leave without him. Nami, why are you so worried about a duck? Rimuru, calm down, you two. Also, if you're looking for your duck, isn't he over there? Rimuru pointed at the ship. Vivi and Nami saw Karoo already on board, waving to them. Karoo, quack. Vivi / Nami, irritated you were here. Zoro, didn't you notice him arriving before us, Nami? Rimuru, let's just set sail quickly. Vivi, alright. If we turn the boat around, it'll take us to the sea faster than going upstream. Luffy, right, let's go. The crew, along with their new companions, began sailing to sea. Zoro, hey. Vivi, Mr. Bushido. Zoro, how many people do you think Baroque Works will send after us? Vivi, I'm not sure, but I know there are more than 2,000 loyal employees, and I heard there are several different bases like this in the area. Usopp, W8th thousands. Rimuru, since it'll be a while, I'll start explaining some things to you guys. As Rimuru began explaining the circumstances of helping Vivi, a thick fog began to cover the area. Chapter 10, Scenic Route Through Little Garden. As the crew started to set sail, Rimuru began explaining the circumstances of the negotiations. As the fog started to clear, Nami was panicking. She grabbed Rimuru by the shirt and started to shake her violently. Nami, why the hell did you agree to take her back to KyleBayan? Especially when our enemy happens to be one of the 7 Warlords. Rimuru, don't blame me. Vivi was the one who blurted his name out loud after begging us not to ask about it. Nami shifted her scared, angry gaze to Vivi and started violently shaking her instead. Nami, why the hell did you have to blurt it out, huh? Vivi, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry, it just slipped out. Nami, well, what good will that do us now, huh? You better double the amount of the reward for taking you to safety or else. Vivi, I will, so please stop shaking me. Nami slumped to the floor with tears in her eyes. Nami, sobbing, being hunted by a warlord in the Grand Line. That's too much for me to handle. Luffy, I think fighting him sounds like fun. Zoro, I know, I can't wait to see what he's made of. Nami, angry shut up. Rimuru, now, there's nothing we can do about it now. Vivi just lost her friends in that massive explosion, so cut her some slack. Rimuru put on a gentle expression to try to calm Nami down, which then shifted to a serious one. She glanced at the balcony of the ship. Rimuru, serious tone, can I assume that you're the one behind the explosion? Everyone who was conscious looked at the balcony in surprise. A mysterious woman was sitting on the ship's railings. Zoro, who's that? Vivi, it's you. I'm impressed, you noticed me right away. Rimuru, I actually noticed you boarding our ship while I was in the middle of an explanation. This is a very nice ship you've got here. Rimuru, we appreciate the compliment, but you should answer my question. Rimuru gripped her sword and glared at the mysterious woman. Chuckle, no, I am not. I just happened to run into Mr. 8 and the other two. They didn't look so good. Vivi, so you killed Igaram. Luffy, what are you doing on our ship? Who are you? Vivi, answer him. What are you doing here, Miss All Sunday? Rimuru, so she ended up working for Baroque Works. Nami, you know her. Which of the number guys is she partnered up with? Vivi, her partner is Mr. Zero, the boss. Nami, what? Crocodile is her partner. Luffy, she's a bad guy. Vivi, she was the only one who knew the boss's identity. That's how we found out who he actually is, by following her back to him. Miss All Sunday, to be honest, I allowed it. Luffy, so she's a good guy then. Vivi, I know you knew we were there. You're the one who told the boss what we know, didn't you? Miss All Sunday, that's right. Luffy, so she is a bad guy. Rimuru, Luffy, could you shut up for a sec? It's obvious you're confused about what's happening. Vivi, you still haven't told us what you were doing here. Miss All Sunday, oh right. You were just so serious about the whole thing that I couldn't help myself. A princess willing to do whatever it takes to protect her country while making herself an enemy of Baroque Works. The idea is just so ridiculous. Vivi got extremely furious. Vivi, you killed him. Everyone in the crew, including Sanji and Usopp, who had just regained consciousness, got ready to fight in response to Vivi's shouting, though they were still very confused. Rimuru, where did Sanji get a gun? Usopp, Sanji, you do know what you're doing here, right? Sanji, nope, not a clue. I just know that the beautiful Princess Vivi needs me. Miss All Sunday, I would really appreciate it if you'd stop pointing those at me. Usopp and Sanji were suddenly thrown to the deck, and the crew, except Rimuru, were disarmed by a mysterious power. Rimuru, so you've eaten a devil fruit. Nami, which one? What's her power? Sanji got up and took a good look at the woman, then fell head over heels. Sanji, wow, now that I've got a better look, you're gorgeous. Miss All Sunday, now calm down. I haven't been given orders to follow through here. I have no reason to fight you. Luffy's hat suddenly started flying, but Rimuru quickly grabbed it and placed it back on his head. Slightly surprised by Rimuru's quick reflexes, Miss All Sunday kept her focus on Luffy. Miss All Sunday, so you two are the captains. I've heard so much about you both. Rimuru, threatening tone, what's it to you? Are you going to explain why you're here, or are you just going to keep talking? If not, you'd better fly off. Miss All Sunday's eyes grew wide, realizing Rimuru's choice of words implied knowledge of her identity. Miss All Sunday, all right. I'm here to tell you that the direction the log pose is pointing to is called Little Garden. We wouldn't even need to lift a finger to silence you. You all will be dead before reaching Alabasta. Rimuru, sharp glare, Little Garden. Weird, I feel like I've heard of it somewhere, but I guess it's just my imagination. We appreciate the warning, but I suggest you leave. Now. Miss All Sunday stood up and tossed Vivi an eternal pose. Miss All Sunday. You can use that and skip right past Little Garden and head straight to an island near Alabasta. None of our agents know the course to that island, so you won't be followed. Nami, wait, so she's good after all. Vivi, why are you giving this to us? Zoro, it's got to be a trap. Just as Vivi was hesitating on whether or not to accept the eternal pose, Luffy grabbed the object and crushed it. Luffy, forget your thingy, we don't need it. As Luffy glared at the woman, Nami was shocked and kicked him in the face. Nami, you jerk. She just went out of her way to give us an easier course. Maybe she really was trying to help us get away. Rimuru, and what if she's lying? We'd be sailing into a trap. Nami, but. Rimuru, I'm not going to fault you for getting angry at Luffy, since the smarter move is to keep the eternal pose just in case. We did promise the old man we'd take Vivi home. Luffy didn't think about that. Rimuru, what's done is done. We'll just have to rely on our navigator for this. Miss All Sunday, well, I hope you survive the trip and that we'll meet again. Luffy, no. Miss All Sunday jumped off the ship and onto the back of a giant turtle. Miss All Sunday, let's go Bunchai. The mysterious woman began moving away from the ship on her giant turtle, leaving the crew impressed. Rimuru/Luffy/ Usopp, whoa, it's a turtle. Luffy, it's huge. After the woman left, Vivi slumped to the ground. Vivi, that woman. I don't even have the slightest idea of what's going through her head. Nami, then there's no point in thinking about it, is there? Zoro, there's someone on this boat who's just like that. Usopp, would someone explain what's going on? None of this makes any sense. Sanji, oh Miss Wednesday, have you joined our crew? Usopp, would someone explain already? Finally noticing Karoo, whoa, WHOSE ostrich is this? Karoo, quack. Usopp, please, what's going on? Rimuru, Nami, can you explain it to those two? Nami, all right. A few days passed after the crew left Whiskey Peak. The crew continued their course to Little Garden. Nami, it looks like we've lost the wind again. If this keeps up, getting to Little Garden will take forever. We won't be moving for a while. Vivi, we're starting to run out of time. We need to go. Rimuru, I know you're concerned, but try not to worry about it. We can't do anything about the wind. Nami, that's right. The wind will pick up soon. Luffy, it's time to fish. Karoo, quack, quack. Rimuru, I'll join you guys. Rimuru, Luffy, and Usopp got poles and started fishing. Sanji walked over holding a bucket. Sanji, hey, do you guys know what happened to the bait? Rimuru, you mean in the bucket you're holding? I think I saw Luffy eating something out of it. Luffy, yeah, I did eat from it. Sanji, you ate it. Those were bugs. Luffy reached into the bucket and started eating a grub that was left behind. Luffy, is that right? They were good. Usopp, oh yuck, that's gross. Sanji, now how are we supposed to catch fish without any bait? Luffy, we can try using this. Luffy held out a fuzzy brown object. Sanji, we can't fish with that. Luffy, those are some picky fish. Then how about him? Luffy glanced at Karoo. Sanji, that could work. Karoo scared quack. Sanji and Luffy began chasing Karoo around the ship. Karoo then hid behind Rimuru. Rimuru, knock it off, you guys. That's Vivi's pet. You shouldn't use other people's pets as bait. Meanwhile, Nami and Vivi were watching the chaos. Vivi, it's odd. For someone with a 30 million berry bounty on his head, he certainly doesn't seem to be a particularly terrifying pirate. I mean, I can understand if Rimuru has that bounty, but Luffy. Nami, I know it's really tough to imagine, but he has beaten some big names in the East Blue like Arlong, Don Krieg, and Captain Kuro. Zoro, you left one out. Nami, huh? Zoro, that freak marine captain with an axe for hand. Nami, oh yeah, axe hand Morgan. Vivi, the axe-hand Morgan. I've heard of him before. From what I know, he's feared throughout the East Blue for his strength and cruelty. You're saying that Luffy beat him. Luffy, the old axe-hand man. Rimuru, would you guys knock it off? Rimuru punched Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp for trying to use Karoo as bait. Karoo hid behind Rimuru again, trembling and thanking her for saving him. Rimuru, Sanji, could you make us all something to drink? Sanji quickly got up. Sanji, of course, dear Rimuru. I shall prepare something cold and refreshing for you girls. Luffy, I want some too. Usopp, yeah, make some for us. Sanji, all right, calm down. As Sanji entered the kitchen, the wind started blowing. Rimuru, hey, the ship's moving again. Luffy, I wonder if it'll snow today. Zoro, snow in this climate. Luffy, sure, why not? It already happened once. You missed it because you were asleep. Hey Vivi, do you think it's gonna snow? Vivi, I wouldn't rule anything out. The first time was special because of the magnetic fields from Reverse Mountain, but you shouldn't let your guard down. The odds of it being as wild as the first journey are small, but these waters always have surprises. Rimuru, hey Luffy, heads up. Luffy, him. Just as Luffy turned around, a snowball hit him in the face. Luffy, oof, where did the snowball come from? Luffy looked at Rimuru and noticed she had another snowball in her hand. Luffy, where'd you get a snowball? Rimuru, I stored a bunch of snow in my stomach from when it was snowing earlier. Luffy, no fair. I want to play with snow too. Rimuru, sure, give me a second. Rimuru changed into her slime form and brought out so much snow that the deck was covered in 2 feet of it before changing back. Luffy, all right, let's play. Luffy made a snowball and tried to hit Rimuru, but she dodged, and the snowball hit Usopp instead. Usopp, oh, it's on. What followed was a snowball free-for-all. Zoro even got involved after getting hit with a stray snowball, while Karoo cooled off in the drifts. After a few minutes, the snow melted, and Sanji emerged with drinks. Sanji, Rimuru, I've prepared the drinks like you asked. Rimuru, thanks Sanji. Sanji noticed that Luffy, Usopp, Zoro, and the floor were all wet. Sanji, why is everything wet? Did it rain while I was in the kitchen? Rimuru, oh, we were having a snowball fight. Usopp, hey, why aren't you soaking wet like the rest of us? Rimuru, I used my powers and absorbed the water on me. Usopp, that's a pretty convenient ability. Vivi stared at the crew in disbelief at how relaxed they were, watching them try to see how much Karoo could drink. Vivi, what are they doing? Are you sure things will be fine? Nami, it'll be fine. Rimuru approached Vivi and handed her a drink. Rimuru, you've got to try this. It's really good. Nami, just relax. They may get playful at times, but they can get serious. Trust me. Plus, out of everyone here, Rimuru is the most reliable one. Vivi, that's true, but I'm afraid that we might get caught off guard. Nami, don't worry about it. This ship will put you at ease. You'll cheer up in no time. Though a bit hesitant, Vivi accepted the drink and calmed down. Vivi, this is quite relaxing. Sanji, hey look, it's a dolphin. As the crew enjoyed their drinks, Sanji noticed a dolphin that caught everyone's attention. Rimuru/Luffy, whoa. Nami, it looks so cool. The dolphin leaped into the air, revealing its actual size. Everyone, it's huge. Luffy, let's go. Rimuru, all hands on deck. Usopp/Zoro/Nami/Sanji, yes, Captain. In a flash, the entire crew moved into action to get the Mary ahead of the dolphin, impressing Vivi. The dolphin jumped again. Rimuru, everyone, hold on tight. Luffy, it's gonna be a big one. The going Mary was able to get ahead of the creature as it dove back into the water. The splash was so big it pushed the ship forward, giving it a boost. Luffy, that was awesome. Rimuru, it sure was fun. Nami, are we still on course? Nami glanced at the log pose and nodded. Nami, yup. It says that little garden is straight ahead. After hours of sailing, the crew saw an island on the horizon. Nami, there it is, our next stop. Luffy, this is it, our second island in the Grand Line. Rimuru, look at how many volcanoes are on the island. The crew began sailing along the shore. Luffy, I can see why this place is called Little Garden. Zoro, I can't, what's little about it? Nami, yeah, this island looks pretty harsh if you ask me. Why the cute name? Usopp, trembling, why, yeah. It looks like a jungle out there. Maybe we'd be better off skipping this one. Rimuru, we can't. We have to stay here until the log pose has reset. Rimuru noticed the concerned look on Vivi's face. Rimuru, what's wrong, Vivi? Vivi, it's just that I can't help thinking about the warning Miss All Sunday gave us. Usopp, panic so we might be attacked by giant monsters. Luffy, who knows? Usopp, panic, listen. I'm sure we can make it to the next island without going to shore. Nami, the only way we can reset the log is to go to shore. Sanji, not to mention that we're in dire need of restocking our food supply. Rimuru, I may have snatched tons of food back at Whiskey Peak, but with my brother's elastic appetite, it won't last. Zoro, hey guys, we can go through there. Everyone looked to where Zoro was pointing and saw a river. The crew began sailing upstream, deeper into the jungle. As they went further, Nami started to feel nervous. Nami, you know, I'm starting to agree with Usopp. Just take a look at the gargantuan plant life here. I've never seen anything like it, not even in books. Rimuru, now that you've mentioned it, those plants do look a bit prehistoric. A loud shrieking sound caught their attention, startling both Nami and Usopp. Sanji, you're so adorable when you're scared. Usopp, playful tone, thank you. Sanji, angry, that's not funny. I was talking to Nami. Rimuru, ha. Sanji, your laugh is super adorable, Captain. Luffy, confused, huh, really? Sanji, angry, I was talking to your sister. Rimuru collapsed on the floor laughing. A loud call echoed throughout the jungle. Nami, what was that? Sanji, it's all right, Nami. It's only a bird, perfectly harmless. Unknown to Sanji, both Nami and Usopp started to panic as a giant creature flew behind him. Rimuru quickly saved Sanji by transforming into her slime form and devouring the creature. Luffy, whoa, that bird was big. As everyone was wondering what almost attacked Sanji, a massive explosion occurred somewhere and shook the island. Nami, scared, that's not the kind of noise you'd expect to hear in a jungle. Usopp, panic, that sounded like a volcano erupting. We're all going to die. Just as they were panicking, a tiger came out of the jungle. Rimuru, cool, there's a tiger. Usopp, freaking out, it's gigantic. Nami and Usopp quickly scrambled to the other side of the ship. Just as the tiger was prowling beside the ship, it suddenly collapsed and died. Rimuru, did it just die? Nami, can someone tell me how a colossal tiger could just keel over covered in blood? Usopp, that's it. We're not setting foot on that island, and that's final. Nami, yeah, I agree. We can reset the log pose while we're on the ship, so we'll just sit tight until then. As the duo continued to plan their stay on the ship, Zoro went ahead and dropped the anchor. Luffy, Sanji, go make lunch. Sanji, you want lunch? Luffy, and one more thing. Make it a great big pirate lunch with lots of meat. I'm going to need some more energy. Nami, energy for what? What are you doing? You're not leaving here. Luffy, wide grin, you know, fun stuff. Wanna come along? Usopp, tearing up, is he crazy? Nami, hey Rimuru, can you do something about? Nami turned around to see Rimuru standing next to a pile of meat, talking to Sanji. Rimuru, this should be enough to keep him busy. Make some for me too. Sanji, all right, leave it to me. Vivi, could I come with you too? Usopp, huh? Luffy, sure, sounds great. Nami, no, Vivi, you can't be serious. Vivi, yeah, I'd rather not sit here with nothing to do but worry about my troubles. This will keep me busy until the log pose is set. Nami, out of the question. Rimuru, can you? Nami glanced at Rimuru, hoping she'd stop Vivi, but saw her wearing a safari outfit instead. Nami, stop Vivi. Rimuru, I don't see the problem. Oh, and Vivi, you should probably stick with Luffy since I'm going to fly over the island to find a camping spot. Nami, shocked, what? Rimuru, you can't be serious. Besides, it's way too dangerous for Vivi. Vivi, that's all right, I have Karoo with me. Karoo, shocked, Qasek. Nami, your bodyguard looks really scared. Sanji, Vivi, if you're going exploring, you'll need to eat. I'll pack you some lunch. Vivi, thanks, and could you make some for Karoo? Sanji, of course, just leave it to me. Later, after Sanji had given the group their lunch, Rimuru sprouted the wings of the creature that had almost attacked Sanji. Nami, those aren't your usual wings. Rimuru, I thought it would be fun to eat some of the creatures here and use their abilities while I'm exploring. Afterwards, Vivi got onto Karoo's back and left the ship with Luffy. Vivi, well, see you guys later. Luffy, let's go. The trio wandered into the jungle while Rimuru took to the sky. Rimuru, Nami, you're in charge while I'm gone, all right. While Nami and Usopp were seeing the group off, Zoro got off the ship and started wandering into the jungle. Usopp, Zoro, where are you going? Zoro, I'm bored, so I'll take a walk. Usopp, a walk. Sanji, hey Zoro, wait up. Zoro, what? Sanji, you know we're about to run out of food, even with the stuff Rimuru got. If you find any animals that appear edible, bring them back. Zoro, okay, seems easy. I can see why you'd send me to bring back something you can't catch yourself. Sanji, irritated, what the hell is that supposed to mean? After Zoro's comment, Sanji took it as a challenge and the two began a hunting competition, leaving Nami and Usopp behind. After a moment, the two realized they were vulnerable. Unknown to the duo, a massive entity had spotted the ship and was approaching. Ch-11, Adventure in the Lost World. After getting their lunch from Sanji, Rimuru took to the skis while Luffy, Karoo, and Vivi began exploring the jungle. After the exploration group left, Sanji and Zoro entered the jungle to go hunting. Zoro, what do you mean pounds? I'll bring back tons. Sanji, why don't you let your hunting do your talking for you? Sparks flew as the two glared at each other. Zoro, sarcastic, good luck, cook. Nami and Usopp stayed on the Going Merry, terrified of what might be on the island. Nami, sobbing, I will never understand it. Why do those two jerks have to be so competitive? Usopp, sobbing, don't cry. If it makes you feel better, I'm just as stumped by their behavior as you. As the duo waited on the ship for the others, they reached a grim realization. Usopp, we're sitting ducks. Nami, angry, don't you think I already know that? The two sighed, and then suddenly Nami had an idea. Nami, why didn't I think of that before? Nami stood up and went inside the ship to search for a book in her room. Usopp, nervous about being alone outside, followed her. Usopp, Nami, what the heck are you looking for anyway, huh? Nami, quiet. I remember reading about this place in a book somewhere. Not wanting to get hit on the head by flying books, Usopp went outside to see if anyone had returned. After tossing volumes off the shelf, Nami found the book she was looking for and began reading. She rushed back outside. Nami, Usopp, Usopp. Usopp, huh, Nami, what now, did you find your book? Nami, nervous, huh. Nami showed Usopp the book. Nami, this is bad, shivering, this island. Usopp, W, what's wrong, Nami? As Nami was about to tell Usopp about the island, A colossal figure approached them. Terrified, Nami dropped the book and the two began trembling in fear. Nami/Usopp, AAHHH, /GYAHHH. GABABABABABA. Meanwhile, following Luffy, Vivi, and Karoo, after wandering around the jungle, the trio encountered a Brachiosaurus. Luffy, whoa, what's a sea king doing on dry land? Vivi, freaking out, a dinosaur. Luffy, excited, cool. Vivi, no way, this is unreal. Luffy, huh? As Vivi freaked out and began listing possibilities of how the island still exists, Luffy, who didn't understand a thing she said, reached out to grab the dinosaur's neck and latched on. Luffy, ha ha ha, dinosaur. Vivi, angry. Luffy, are you insane? Luffy climbed up the dinosaur's head, amazed by the view. Luffy, look at that awesome view. This is a perfect spot for our lunch. Vivi, we're not here for a picnic, Luffy. We need to keep moving. Luffy, but Rimuru is camping somewhere. Whoa, there's a huge mountain with lots of holes in it. Vivi, it's dangerous up there. Come down already. It may seem nice, but it's still a dinosaur. Luffy, we have something in common. We both love to eat. Besides, the weirdest thing I've seen is this mountain with lots of holes. Come look. Vivi, forget about criticizing the landscape. Just get off that thing, now. Luffy began asking the dinosaur for a ride to the mountain. When it ignored him, Luffy forcefully turned its head. The dinosaur roared in pain, alerting the rest of its herd. Vivi, angry, you idiot. Luffy, sorry about that. I guess I got a bit carried away. As the rest of the herd appeared, Luffy got excited about their size. Luffy, wow. Vivi, Luffy, I told you it's too dangerous. Get off that thing. Luffy, hey, those guys are even taller. I bet if I hopped on one, I'd have an even better view. Vivi, angry, that's not the point, you idiot. Luffy climbed up a taller dinosaur. However, the herd, upset that one of their own was injured, began attacking. Luffy evaded the attacks, hopping from dino to dino, laughing in glee. Luffy, VI, you really gotta try this, ha 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 ha. Luffy then climbed onto the largest and most heavily scarred dinosaur. Suddenly, the beast flipped Luffy into the air and ate him. Karoo, quack. Vivi, Luffy, no. As Vivi and Karoo panicked, a giant with a long beard beheaded the dinosaur with a massive sword. As the head spun in the air, Luffy was flung out and landed on the giant's open palm. The other dinosaurs fled. Gya, what fun! That was glorious. Watching you grapple with those brachiosauruses is the most entertainment I've had in a while. You're my first visitor in a long time. Luffy, whoa, you're huge. Are you even human? Human? What a joke. Gya, I'm the greatest warrior in Elbaf. Dory, Gya. Karoo collapsed from intense fear, while Vivi fell to her knees in disbelief. Luffy, well, hi, I'm Luffy and I'm a pirate. Dory, Gya, a pirate. Well, good for you, my friend. Gya. Luffy, by the way, I'd like you to meet Vivi and Karoo. Say hi to Dory. Luffy pointed at Vivi, who was trying to wake up Karoo. Vivi, that's great, Luffy. You can't shut up. Dory, Gya. Tell you what, you're invited to my home. Gya. Somewhere above Little Garden, Rimuru was surveying the island. Rimuru, hovering him. It looks like there are only a few open spots for me to set up camp. As Rimuru pondered where to land, she was attacked by a flock of pteranodons. Rimuru, what the heck? I thought these guys were extinct. Rimuru enveloped the flock with slime and ate them. She then landed near a big lake. Rimuru, what was that about? Whatever. While I'm here, I should fill up my supply of fresh water. As Rimuru approached the lake, a Spinosaurus leaped out and chomped down on her. As the dinosaur began chewing, its mouth was pried open by Rimuru. Rimuru, nervous panting that was scary. I thought I was gonna die. The Spinosaurus tried to close its mouth, but Rimuru resisted. As the struggle continued, a T-Rex appeared. T-Rex roar. The T-Rex rushed the Spinosaurus. Rimuru slipped out of the jaws and enveloped both creatures in slime before devouring them. Rimuru, man, this island is full of these guys. I bet Luffy is having a blast out there. Rimuru approached the lake and began draining the water into her storage. Rimuru, now that that's done, it's time to search for a camping spot on foot. Rimuru raised her fist in the air and began walking through the jungle. She kept getting attacked by various prehistoric creatures, which always ended with the beasts getting eaten. Rimuru, irritated, this is getting annoying. These guys won't leave me alone. Rimuru sat on a very tall tree and began observing the environment, calming down as she watched the exotic beauty of the ancient jungle. Rimuru, come to think of it, Sanji mentioned something about running out of food soon. Rimuru stood up in excitement. Rimuru, right. I'm gonna go and catch as many dinosaurs as I can find. I'm sure Sanji will be excited to try and make dinosaur-based meals. Drooling, I wonder what it'll taste like. Rimuru jumped down from the tree and began hunting. Back to Nami and Usopp. The two screamed at the top of their lungs as a giant appeared. The giant leaned closer to the terrified duo. Well, what is the answer? Nami, horrified, could you repeat that? I didn't catch it, please, sir. I'm asking if you have any alcohol. Usopp nodded rapidly while Nami trembled. Nami, we have a little. Oh, you do, that's perfect. Nami, trembling, there's just one problem. Nami, it's not the drinking kind. It's for cooking and disinfecting, though I'm sure our captain has a lot of the drinking kind in her stomach. But if you want, you could have it all or wait for our captain to come back. Usopp rushed inside to quickly bring out barrels of alcohol. Hopping, the giant would take it and leave. It's all right. Also, what do you mean stom huhhh? Nami/Usopp, kyahhh/gyahhh. The giant looked behind him and saw a dinosaur biting his butt. Nami, trembling, a dinosaur. The giant used his axe to behead the beast, scaring the already frightened duo. He held the head of the dinosaur in the air in triumph. Brogy, I'm Brogy, Elbaf's strongest warrior. Gabababababa. Now I have lunch and the two of you are invited as my guests. Nami and Usopp, horrified at what Brogy meant, collapsed on the ground. Brogy, gently poking Usopp, you okay? Usopp, whispering, just pretend you're dead. No matter what happens, don't move a muscle. Nami, whispering, but doesn't playing dead only fool bears, so it won't work. After waiting, Brogy assumed the two were exhausted and decided to carry them, along with the barrels and the dinosaur carcass, to his lair. Later, he laid them inside a hole in the mountain to rest while he started cooking. Taking advantage of his distraction, the two tried to run away but were chased by prehistoric wildlife. Brogy saved them and invited them for lunch again. Brogy, go on. Eat up, my friends, it tastes delicious. Nami, I think I lost my appetite. Brogy, don't be shy now, dig in. Nami/Usopp, no, I don't want to eat. Brogy, dinosaur meat tastes sweet, I promise you it's quite tasty. Nami decided to strike up a conversation. Nami, Brogy, sir, do you mind if I ask you a question? Brogy, chewing, what's on your mind, young lady? Nami, how long does it take for the log pose to reset on this island? Brogy, 1 full year. The duo collapsed in despair. Nami, trembling, a year. If we wait that long before we eat, then we won't have any stomachs left to feed. Usopp, trembling, it's over. We have to admit defeat. Brogy, don't tell me you're about to fall asleep again. Gabababababa. With little choice, the two accepted Brogy's offer and began eating. Suddenly, a volcano erupted. Nami, what was that? Use up an eruption. Brogy stood up and tossed his food in a fire. Brogy, please forgive me. I have something I must attend to. Brogy grabbed his weapons. Nami, you're leaving. Brogy, no choice. That's the signal my opponent and I use to mark the beginning of our fight. Nami, a fight. Use up with who, where, and more importantly, why? Brogy, why? I don't remember. I'm sure he doesn't remember either. Gababababababababa. Brogy began charging toward his opponent. A few moments ago, at Dory's place, both Luffy and the giant exchanged lunches. Luffy, you sure are a good cook, giant. Dory, well, thanks for the compliment. Your pirate cook is an excellent chef too, my friend, though the proportions are a little small. Gya. Luffy, yeah, I know what you mean. But the chef on my ship made it especially for this trip, so I'm glad you liked it. Otherwise, I'd have to beat you up. Dory, was that a threat, shorty? Vivi and Karoo's jaws dropped in shock. Dory, I like you, little pirate. Really funny. Vivi, they're becoming fast friends. Luffy, chewing, I don't mean to pry, but why do you choose to live here by yourself? Don't you have a village to call home? Dory began explaining to the trio about his home in Elbaf and the circumstances of why he's been fighting Brogy for 100 years. When Vivi asked why they kept fighting, Dory just laughed it off. Suddenly, the volcano erupted. Luffy, whoa, that's some explosion. Dory, well then it's time to get going. Dory stood up and grabbed his weapons. Vivi, time for what? Luffy noticed the look in the giant's eye and understood. Dory, that volcano is the signal for us to start. Vivi, that's senseless. What made you so angry that you want to fight for a century? What could? Luffy stopped her. Luffy, Vivi, that's enough. It's not what this is about, okay? Dory, he's right. This is about our pride. Besides, we completely forgot the reason. Dory began running toward the battlefield where Brogy was also charging. The two began their bout, attacking and blocking with massive force. Meanwhile, Sanji and Zoro had split up to hunt. Sanji was stalked by a T-Rex, but he delivered a devastating kick and successfully hunted it. Zoro wandered into a clearing where he was challenged by a Triceratops. Zoro, so you also use the three-sword style. Grin very well. Let's see who is the stronger one. The dinosaur charged, and with one swift move, Zoro defeated it. As the two began dragging their prey back, they bumped into each other and immediately started arguing. Sanji, look, as you can see my catch is bigger. Zoro, moron. This competition is about weight. How much meat we bring, not the length of the beast, and mine is obviously way heavier than yours. Sanji, who cares how husky your dinosaur is? All that matters is the amount you can cook with. That thing's all bones. You're carrying 4 pounds at most. Zoro, the thing you're lugging around is nothing but muscle and skin. Sanji, this is pathetic. I'm not going to waste my time. Tell you what, I'll capture another beast just to shut you up. Zoro, oh yeah. If you're going after a different one, then so am I. Suddenly, the volcano erupted. Sanji, all right, the next eruption from that volcano will signal the end of the competition. You have until then to secure your prey and go back to the Going Merry. Can you handle that? Zoro, I can handle that. You're on. Following Rimuru, she was searching for more prey when the volcano erupted. Rimuru, man, that was loud. That volcano has been erupting frequently. It'll be bad if magma causes fires. She felt the ground shaking. Rimuru, an earthquake. As the shaking intensified, she realized it sounded like footsteps. Suddenly, the two giants appeared, and Rimuru found herself caught in the middle. She used observation haki and her slime transformation to quickly get out of the way and fly into the air. Rimuru, sweating, that was a surprise. I thought giants only lived in Elbaf, and why are they fighting? Curious, she landed on a nearby tree to observe. The two giants swung their weapons, creating massive shockwaves. Dory thrust his sword, but it got embedded in a hill as Brogy leaped into the air. Brogy brought his axe down, but Dory's helmet protected him. Dory then headbutted Brogy into a hill, pulverizing the landmark. Rimuru, whoa, he blocked it with his helmet. If he isn't careful, that attack would have killed him. The giants got back up, swinging their weapons only to be blocked by shields. As Rimuru watched, she detected people doing something suspicious with her observation haki. Rimuru, who is that? She made a mental note and continued to watch. The giants clashed until they disarmed each other, sending their weapons flying. Both fell backward, panting from exhaustion. Brogy, it's safe to say, pant that we're both starting to become homesick. Dory. Dory, pant, that's why I intend to win this duel. I'm going to beat you and go home to Elbaf. Got that, Brogy? The two giants got back to their feet and punched each other using their shields as knuckles. They both eventually fell, unable to stand. Brogy, 73,466 duels. Dory, and 73,466 draws. They both began laughing loudly. Rimuru, they're laughing. Does this mean they're not enemies? Brogy, hey Dory. A couple of guests of mine gave me some alcohol. Gababa. Dory drinks. It's been a long while, Brogy. Gya. Rimuru smiled. Rimuru, I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad those guys are enjoying themselves. Right. It's time to continue hunting. I think I heard the one with the axe say something about guests giving him alcohol. I guess Nami and Usopp decided to go exploring too. A few moments ago, just as the duel began, Mr. Five and Miss Valentine approached Brogy's home. Miss Valentine floated in the air to watch the battle. Mr. Five, they're gonna see you. Get down here. Miss Valentine, oh, don't be so jittery. They're completely absorbed in the fight. They won't notice me. Mr. Five, just come down already. This is a 200 million berry job. Miss Valentine, I know. It's what Mr. Three wanted us to do. The two Baroque Works agents began making their way to Brogy's home. Unknown to them, someone was already aware of their presence.